Oh man, there was a lot of things I wanted to talk about. Um, I wanted to do this video on Carmelo, but that shit got old, and I just don't care anymore. But I'm gonna at least say this on Carmelo Anthony. They've always done that nigga dirty. Ever since I ever since LeBron won the Rookie of the Year over Carmelo Anthony, I knew for a fact that the NBA wanted LeBron to be the next big thing over Carmelo. Even though I've always said Carmelo is a better like he had better basketball skills. Like LeBron can pass, but like LeBron can pass, and like early LeBron he couldn't shoot threes. He can he was okay with handling the ball, but early LeBron was bully. Early LeBron was bully style. Damn, this is going to turn into a fucking Carmelo Anthony. Now, think about it. Okay, early LeBron was bully style, and then I keep telling people LeBron had basically one move, and it was to drive to the basket and dunk. And he was able to do that because he was 6'8", and nobody can guard a 6'8" moving like a fucking freight train. He didn't develop a 3-point shot until Miami, his third, I believe his third or fourth year in Miami. That's when he started developing a 3-point shot. Other than that, LeBron is always, I'm going to run through you, and you can't do nothing about it. And people is like that because early LeBron he would dunk on everybody. Carmelo, Carmelo was always finesse when he came to his. He can run through you. Don't get me wrong. Carmelo can also run through you and dunk on you. But Carmelo had more skills as a basketball player than LeBron. I still feel like Carmelo has a better skill set than LeBron when it comes to scoring the basketball. It's just that LeBron's game works better than what the league is right now for what they say. Matter of fact, because everybody's saying like Carmelo's game don't work. A scorer is a scorer. Let's be real. When is scoring the basketball not part of the fucking game? All right, like Melo will get you 30. Even right now, Melo can get you 30. Is it? But also Melo never had the team. Don't get me wrong. In Melo's rookie year, he took the Nuggets to the playoffs. Was just as bad as the Cleveland Cavaliers was. And first of all, Melo should have won Rookie of the Year over LeBron, but they didn't even give him co-Rookie of the Year. I feel like to then, the media's been doing Melo 30 ever since he got in. Let's just go there. Now I'm in that Melo mood. The media's ever since I see LeBron win the Rookie of the Year. And Melo's numbers was just as good as his, maybe even better. He took a Denver team that was just as bad as the Cleveland Cavaliers. People forget those two had the worst records. And not only that, Carmelo took the Denver Nuggets to the playoffs, where LeBron didn't even get to the playoffs in his first 2-3 years. That right there, and Carmelo did it in the West. That should at least done it right there. And then I watch a lot of these YouTubers and a lot of them they say Carmelo was very selfish. Carmelo is not selfish. Carmelo, his whole life, he's been the primary scorer. He's been the guy where you count on him to make the buckets. That's not his fault. When you're the thing about, because I say it all the time. When Jordan played in this league, people wouldn't appreciate Jordan like he did back then. You needed someone like Jordan in the 90s to keep it fresh and do all those moves. You wanted that team was built around Jordan scoring. Because a lot of people's well, Scottie Pippen did everything else, but that team was built around Jordan scoring, and everybody else do whatever they could. Scottie Pippen, when he took over, he was the man too. But he he took them to the conference finals. He took them to the conference finals. They could have went to the finals if it wasn't for the stupid ass foul call. He was one foul call away. But Pippen only scored 19 points during that season when Jordan wasn't there. Now that's not nothing to scoff at, but with Jordan scoring 30 points a game and all that other stuff, that is a significant drop. But Then again, Pippen was doing everything. He is like one of the people that was stat leading. But then again, I tell everybody that team was built around Jordan scoring. Every team that Carmelo Anthony was been on is built around Melo scoring, and everybody else is like when they double team, you kick it out and they shoot it. That's why Melo always had shooters around, but he didn't really have the team that could like go to the finals, and that's not Carmelo's fault either. Carmelo, I don't, especially with the Knicks. Now the Knicks tried one year with the old, like they brought the old heads, and everybody said that Jeremy Lin, like Melo ran Jeremy Lin out of New York, which is also false. Like the Knicks was not just not going to match that offer. If Knicks would have matched that offer that Jeremy Lin got for Jeremy, because people forget about that. Jeremy Lin, he was the only reason he went to Houston because they was going to give him the money that the Knicks wasn't going to give him. Once he got that, you saw that big contract. Jeremy Lin went for the money because he could have stayed in there. He's like, you know what, I can work with the Knicks because the year after that, that's where they went to the second round and they lost to the Pacers, and they could have won that game too. That game went to Game 7, and they could have went to the conference finals and played against the Heat. That would have been a momentum, that would have been a great finals. To tell you the truth, but let's talk about the way Melo. I did not like seeing the way Melo was on first take because it seemed like it was begging, and a lot of people was like, "Oh, he should." Like I didn't like people agreeing with it too. Like, oh, he's begging to come back to the league. I felt like because I don't care what anybody say. Melo, you could call him selfish. You could say he wasn't a great. But but then everybody say he probably was a cancer to his team, even though everybody that's been around Melo said he's a great teammate. He doesn't practice all the time. Yes, he cared about scoring, but he's a scorer. He was built as a primary scorer. So him wanting to like drop 30 and drop 40 on him every night, that's a scorer's mentality. You cannot fault him for having a scorer's mentality. It's just who he was. Now, like when he went to OKC and Houston, yeah, he's not the primary scorer no more. So he was like the spot up, kick it out, spot up guy. That was never Melo's game. Like, and let's just say this: people's like Carmelo, he was like a bad. Carmelo on the Knicks, people seem to forget. Carmelo when he was on the Knicks, that nigga was dropping threes. Carmelo's really great. If anything, I've always said Kevin Durant. I've always said Kevin Durant mocked this game out of Melo. It's like because he does a lot of Melo moves, and people don't have a problem with that. Kevin Durant, he will like people talking about the long twos. Kevin Durant, he will sometimes take the long twos, but he knows he's like 7 foot, and the closest person is like 6'8". Like a Kawhi's height, 6'6" to 6'8". The closest person is 6'8". He's 6'11". So he got 3 inches on him. He's a long-legged motherfucker. So of course he's gonna take them outside shots. Melo, he will take them threes too, and will make them. Like people forget, Melo on the Knicks was a prolific scorer. But as a scorer says, you give him what you give him. If they're gonna guard you up, you take the long twos. And I know for the analytics they don't like that, but a basketball move is a basketball. And that's another thing that wrong. I'm not gonna say him being a bad teammate wrong. Analytics, like people like following analytics, that's what ruined. I feel like that's what ruined Melo because people like all about these numbers and don't watch the game. And if you don't watch the game, it's like, oh, his true shooting percent and all that other bullshit. That's why I agree with Charles Barkley when he said analytics is bullshit. Because it doesn't tell you the detriments of a character. It doesn't tell you how clutch someone is. Like, people, because, like, when Kawhi was in the finals and all that other stuff, he was taking long twos. He was taking fadeaways. He was doing Jordan moves. Like, when Kawhi was in that finals, people not going to remember this, but he was doing Jordan moves. He'll hit 3 every once in a while, but sometimes he'll drive, and people forget the game-winning basket for the 76ers. Kawhi drove, fade 3, and it got a lucky roll in. Jordan would have done that. All right, you give him as a scorer's mentality, you give him what the people give you. They're giving you that open 2, you take the open 2. But I know people's like, 3 is worth more than 2s, but sometimes you just gotta score. Sometimes, like, if you consistently score, because the thing about three is you going bound to miss them. Not everybody's Steph Curry. Only person you got to worry about doing that is Steph Curry, and there's only one Steph Curry. I'm pretty sure, like, and I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like Melo could get on another team. Like, I want him to go to. I always say this. I don't know why. I want him probably because Jordan's on the Hornets. He owns the Hornets, but I always say, like, just go to Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte could use him. Like, anybody, let's be real, anybody could use Melo, but I didn't like seeing him on First Take, like, begging. It just not. I don't want to see him go out like that. Like, I think Houston did him dirty. I've always said it takes about a year to, like, but, you know, people just don't like Melo. And I feel like the media always been, like, LeBron biased anyway, because LeBron scored 60. People was going bananas, but Melo scored like 62. Like, people was giving him props, but at the same time, they was like, it wasn't like LeBron's height. And this league was made for LeBron. I'm not going and I don't hate LeBron. I basketball hate LeBron, but I've always felt like Melo was Vegeta and LeBron was basically Goku. Can do no wrong. Like, you can't do no wrong. And that's just my little rant about that. I'm going to give this to, like, my best friend. And me and him, we going to yell about LeBron for, like, an hour straight. But but he already know I'm a big Melo fan. I've always been a big Melo fan. I want to see him in the league. And all those players, when they say, like, yes, y'all see that, yeah, Melo's been done dirty. Y'all can at least, like, pick him up on the team. Y'all can at least, like, go to your GMs and say, yo, just put him on the team. Just put him on the team. I want to see him play anyway. If he plays in Chicago, I'd be happy. But, also, I wanted to say this, like, she should have been chosen number 2 on the Cleveland, like, on Detroit. Maybe he would have won the ring with them Pistons. I don't think so. I personally don't think he may be, but I don't think Melo would have been a factor for it because Larry Brown don't like playing rookies, and Larry Brown, like, you could tell it was obvious because when Larry Brown was on that, he was the coach of that 2004 team that won bronze, and he didn't even play Melo or LeBron. Like, he played other people. Like, he played people that if you looked at it, it's like, how the fuck you didn't put in Melo or LeBron on that team, but you let these jokes play it? That was the team that was running the 2004, and it was all because of Larry Brown. So that right there, I knew that, like, if he'd have been on Detroit, Larry Brown would have probably ruined his career. But that's my rant. That's my rant on Melo. I was going to talk about something else. Probably say that for another video, another rant. I'm in a ranting mood. Let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly. I hope Carmelo comes back in the league, and I'm out. Peace.